Y'all, what is going on, guys? Shinigami here, and yeah, in this video I'm gonna talk about something that I've been seeing for a while. Well, not really a while, but it's something I've been seeing since the new season. So a lot of people have been talking about Tiandi buffs, Tiandi reworks, all that other stuff. So I'm gonna go over what I think Tiandi needs and what Tiandi doesn't need. And right now, I'm going to display, just so you know, I'm not just a regular old Tiandi player. And you can see by the flames and, me being paused right here, I'm a rep 70 Tiandi. And in terms of playtime, I have 32 days played on Tiandi. Okay? And that's just counting Xbox. So right now, I'm going to display my my receipts. I've hit Master twice in Ranked. I don't feel like going to Grandmaster because Grandmaster is literally just Master but with extra points. And as you can see right here, I'm also one of the #1 Tiandi. I got the most player kills on the planet. In terms of wins, #2 on Xbox. So that was just to show you that I obviously know what I'm talking about here, and I don't mean to sound, arrogant, but my words should carry weight in this type of stuff. So the first thing I want Tiandi to have is more like distance on his palm strike, because if you play Tiandi, you obviously know that sometimes you'll be attacking somebody and the palm strike just like whiffs in their face, even if you're like closer, because I've had it happen like 10 times yesterday. Palm strike just whiffs in their face. I would like for that to have a little bit more range if that's possible, and I'm not saying he needs this, what I'm about to say, but it would be nice if he didn't just have the light come after. It'd be nice if he could do something like palm strike and then light. Okay. Now I'm going to go over what Tiandi does not need. And this is something I've seen people say and ask for. They want him to have palm strike, light, and then that light lead into like maybe another palm strike, or the light lead into a dodge light or something like that. Tiandi does not need that. First reason is because Ubisoft decided to add frame advantage and frame disadvantage. So with frame advantage and frame disadvantage, light finishers put you in frame disadvantage. So that means your turn is pretty much over. And if you try to press a button after that, your opponent will be able to counter that. Okay? Frame disadvantage or frame advantage is something like heavy finisher. So after the heavy finisher, then I'm still in frame advantage, I could do something else like heavy and then start up with light. If someone else were to press the light, I would light them out of that because I'm in advantage. It is still my turn. But if I were to do something like this, light finisher, I'm at a disadvantage. My turn is pretty much over. So allowing Tiandi to do something like that, and then that pretty much breaks the rule of frame disadvantage. And that should work for light finishers. Because when I finish my palm strike, I'm at a frame disadvantage. That's how it should be. We have these rules for a reason. Tiandi does not need to be a rule breaker like Warmonger, I think Warlord 2, anybody else who's still in frame advantage after a light finisher. It just shouldn't be allowed. And someone might say, oh, well, if they did it, that means it would just be like palm strike and then this type of light. Right, but this type of light also leads into a palm strike. So you're looking at palm strike, light, palm strike, light. So you're basically just play John Who. Like, Tiandi does not need that. Now, the second thing I want, which I feel like Tiandi needs, is for the armor startup on the dodge forward heavy to be a little bit better. Now, once again, if you play Tiandi, you know that sometimes when you go to trade with that attack, it's borderline useless. Like, there's absolutely no point. Sometimes. So increasing the armor startup would allow us to trade better and allow us to, actually do something useful with that. Now, what Tiandi does not need is for this to be unblockable. It does not need to be unblockable. It just needs more, like a quicker armor startup. Because in my opinion, allowing this to be unblockable would just allow for people to play in a foolproof way. They could just 50-50 the entire time. And that is not what Tiandi needs. Another thing Tiandi needs, in my opinion, is better range on the side dodge heavy lights. As you notice sometimes, let's say you're doing a dragon kick, right? You go to catch him with this, but one of the weaknesses to Dragon Kick, you can just back up and block top. Because if someone backs up, then this attack won't connect. And as you saw right there with the roach, that didn't connect. So you can basically just dodge as undodgeable. Back dodge is undodgeable. Crazy how that works. Now I believe that does need a little bit more range. If they don't, you know, add it in, it's not the end of the world. But it does only make it so that, like, only this light, or this dodge light, is the most useful one. And the last thing that I believe Tiandi needs is for the zone guard break vulnerability to be fixed. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. So as you can see, I have T-Bot right here. He's looking fresh. Needs to shave that facial hair a little bit. So he's here to demonstrate what happens if you dodge a Tiandi zone. So I have T-Bot here set at counter guard break. Now I'm going to have him do a heavy attack. So you can see that when I go to guard break him, after I parry the heavy, he can counter guard break. So you can see something he can counter guard break. See? Okay, so now I'm going to show you the zone. This works if you predict dodge a Tiandi zone, and he's doing both hits of the zone. Okay. You can guard break him out of the second hit. Oh, that didn't dodge. Alright, game. Yeah, it's pretty annoying to deal with. I deal with this, like, often. So that stuff is really all that Tiandi needs. Now next, I'm going to go over what I've heard some people say that they want him to have, and this stuff will just completely make him broke. The first thing I'm going to go over sickens me to my core. I don't know why you would want this, but Tiandi does not need. So they think Tiandi needs heavy, kick, and then that kick to guarantee a dodge heavy. Excuse my French, but y'all are out of y'all's goddamn minds if you think Tiandi needs a guaranteed dodge forward heavy off of the kick. It's fine how it is now. How it is now makes it like situational, and also like as for a weakness. To have balance for a fighter, you need strength and weakness. What people are trying to do is get rid of that weakness for strength, because they don't have the strength. I don't mean to, you know, I'm not trying to call anybody out when I say that, but that's just how it is. Tiandi does not need this. That would just be busted. Oh, why are you saying it's busted, Shinigami? Oh, I'll show you. Because if Tiandi had that, he wouldn't be any better than this. Remember when y'all were complaining about this when Griffin released? This is what y'all want? You want to be New Age Griffin? And you'd be like, oh, well, you don't have to always do the kick. You can just do, the undodgeable light. Oh, okay, so basically you want this. You just want that, right? Remember when y'all complained about Griffin? Literally, if you want Tiandi to have a heavy off of the kick, just go play Griffin. Tiandi does not need that. Man, the hell is wrong with some people. He need that. What kind of mess is that? Good lord. Now the next thing I've seen people ask for, which is completely broken, once again, would be Tiandi to have his old crushing counter. Now, some of you might not know what I'm talking about, and that's because before CCU, Tiandi was able to get a guaranteed palm strike off of a crushing counter. And I'll demonstrate that. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, bot. Look at the damage. So Tiandi's crushing counter does 22. The light after the palm strike does 12. So we are looking at 34 damage because you decided to do a dodge light. Tiandi does not need that. It was fine before CCU because everybody had big damage then anyways, but now it is not okay. Why is it not okay? Look at the damage for everybody else's crushing counters and deflects. Shaolin deflect does 20. Janhu deflect 22. Highlander deflect. Wait, deflect? No. Highlander crushing counter, I think it does like 18 or so. Warlord crushing counter 18. It would be completely unbalanced. The only one that's somewhat acceptable, I don't even want to say acceptable, but is Warden, because Warden only has a crushing counter from the top. Warden can get like, I think 34, 36 damage off of his. That's, you know, somewhat understandable because he only has a crushing counter from one direction. Tiandi has crushing counters from all directions. And not only, you know, is it stupid in terms of damage, it would also completely eliminate, or not completely eliminate, but it would basically eliminate the need to parry, in a sense. Like, obviously there's unblockables, you still gotta parry those and whatever, but if someone's just doing an attack, you're just like, okay, well, why even bother to parry when I can just press buttons and hit them? I don't know why the dodge light isn't coming out. Like, why even try to parry when I could just do this? Like, sick. I'm only gonna parry when it comes to orange, because that's the type of gameplay we should be promoting. Like, no. Tiandi does not need that. Now, another thing I saw people ask for was Tiandi to have Griffin level iframes on his dodge attacks. No. We don't need that either. I know we're supposed to be a dodge specialist, but we need vulnerability. We don't need Griffin level dodges, because then people will just be doing this all the time. Like, after any minor inconvenience. Which brings me to another thing where someone said Tiandi should have, it should take more stamina to dodge like this. That makes no sense, because they said, like, these people said it would decrease dodge spam. If there's Tiandi doing this in your face, you must not know what a guard break is, or an undodgeable, or any attack, because I've been hit out of that by basic attacks. If a Tiandi is doing this in your face, and you don't do anything about it, that's just a you issue. That is not a Tiandi issue, that is a you issue. And then the last thing is a faster kick. I'm pretty sure you don't need me to tell you why he don't need a faster kick, because I'm pretty sure you can already guess. You have the image in your head, you're watching the movie now of Tiandi just sending you to the moon and back at light speed. I don't think I really need to cover that, but I'm going to anyways. Because think about it, with the kick, you have enough time to react, which is good. You should. And that also gives the Tiandi enough time to do a mix. So it's like, is he going to kick? Or am I going to dodge, and is he going to do that? Which kind of brings me back to the situational aspect of the kick when you're by a wall or something like that. Because when you're by a wall, you can get a guaranteed heavy because they're like right there, which isn't bad. That adds mix, okay? Mix is what we need. Tiandi does not need faster attacks or better ways of getting damage. You need to make do with what you have. Tiandi does not need anything that gives him better damage, like a heavy off of a kick. Like, Lord, who thought of that idea? What the hell is wrong with you, man? The heavy after a kick? Guaranteed heavy after a kick from any, like, area. Like, we even be right here. I kick you, and now I go over to you and do another heavy, and then probably kick you again, and put you in a Griffin level mix. Who the hell thought of that? Why would you want that? I'm sorry, I'm going off with that. Jesus Christ. I hope, you know, I wasn't trying to sound like elitist or anything, but this is just really annoying to me. How people will, like, they'll do bad with a character, for example, and then instead of actively trying to get better, they just complain to the devs to give them buffs, so they don't really have to get better. They can just do more damage and then still remain at the same skill level they were at before. It's very annoying to me, and I do not want my favorite character to get this treatment. I don't want to glow orange. I don't want to unblockable, like, I don't want to see people just unblockable heavying all the time. I'm not trying to sit here and be orange man. Like, y'all know what happened when Warden got his orange. Remember that? Warden became the orange man himself. This is what y'all want? You want to see Tiandi doing that? Or this? Or this? And this is not to say Orochi's OP, by the way. Tiandi absolutely does not need any of that. And I hate to say it, Lord, I hate to say it, but look at Griffin, for example. Griffin don't have no unblockable, but he's got a bash. And Griffin is still pretty good with a bash. So that proves that you cannot have an unblockable and still be okay. That is the only compliment I will ever give Griffin, by the way. And I know goodness well that if Tiandi had that, all I can hear now is, oh my god, this Tiandi's just 50-50, oh my god, 50-50 unblockable, that's all you can do. I can hear it right now. Because that's what everybody was doing when Orochi got his unblockable, when Warden got his, when Zerk got his. That's all folks would say. The reason why characters like Orochi needed it is because Orochi was, and still is, garbage. He needed some type of opener. Tiandi already has that. You have the Palm Strike. Just whiffs, and that's why it needs kind of a little touch up. He does not need unblockable. You have Palm Strike, use that. You don't need Palm Strike and unblockable. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Once again, not trying to sound elitist. This has just been getting on my nerves, seeing people ask for Tiandi to have some godly powers that he don't need when he just needs feet touch-ups. Now, I'm only gonna ask this like once, and as y'all know, I don't ask you to share my videos or anything, but this is one of the rare instances I will ask of you to share this video if you can with the Tiandi main and Ubisoft developer, whatever. Share it to your grandma. Let grandma see what Shinigami's up to. Let grandma know about these Tiandi buffs. You know, grandma might be a Tiandi main. You don't know. She might be getting down with the water. You know what I'm saying? Wait, that has a. Okay, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Share this video if you can. This is the only time, like, only instance I'll ever really ask of that, unless something else important comes up. But yeah, thank you guys for your time. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I appreciate all of you. But yeah, embrace your dreams and protect your honor. Shinigami out. Y'all.